is not the one I need. That is not the one I need.
Igen.
That.
Itt van, megvan.
Here it is.
Nagyon jó.
And here is the Divine Syndicate's address. Perfect. It is time to find out what they have against Montague Dunn. My archive.
Ja. Na, vizsgáljuk meg ezt
Let us
egyszer.
determine just what we have. Let us pour liquid from the bottle into a test tube to perform an analysis. This is the bottle.
Igen. Nagyszerű.
A colorless, water-based liquid. Quite a strong floral aroma.
Erős virág.
Holmes? What are you doing?
It has a bitter taste.
What if it's poisonous?
Did you ever see poison stored in enormous jars like that? Anyway, there is a doctor.
So what do you think it is?
It is some kind of organic compound. Let us vaporize the liquid and see what happens.
Na, mi maradt vissza?
Small colorless crystals. Colorless, tiny crystals that are soluble in water, with a floral smell and a bitter taste. Watson, could you pass me that small bottle, please?
Of course. Here you are. Holmes, do you know what it is?
Wagner's reagent. There was a label on the bottle that you passed to me.
No, Holmes, I meant the bottle that we found.
Let me add the reagent and see if there is any sediment, and then I shall tell you. I need to take a pipette and make several drops of the reagent. I need to take a pipette and... I need to take...
Igen.
Red sediment, just as I suspected. This liquid is of organic origin. It contains some alkaloid. Most likely it is unstable, and that is why there is a quantity of gold dust to prevent contamination. This mixture is probably a fertilizer. Someone was carrying out unusual experiments in the garden's laboratory.
Ajaj. Igen. Na, nézzük meg az isteni szindikátust, mert miért van nekik? Vajon mivel szolgálnak számunkra?
This place is beautiful, Holmes. Its atmosphere is remarkably soothing.
Let us find someone who could help us.
Nyomja a bácsi a jogát ezerre?
Good day to you, sir. My name is Sherlock...
I am exalting the sap. A while can you wait? From the trace of elements and moreover from the quality of the ambient geotropism it depends. Therefore, please, mind my gravitropism. Its balance. Do not disturb.
Az mi az?
Disturbed is most definitely the word.
There. Completed is the symbiosis. Welcomed you are. To introduce myself I shall. I am the Green Grand Mystic.
The Green Grand Mystic himself.
This is me. Who am I speaking to?
Sherlock Holmes.
We are two gentlemen who are extremely interested in the vegetation philosophy that is advocated by this establishment.
Listening to you, I am.
Na vizsgáljuk meg. Tetoválás. Tenyérsérülés, savas égés, kémiai kísérletek. Bőrkeményedés.
We should like to take a look around, to immerse ourselves in the wisdom that emanates from here.
It is a school of anastomosis, the divine scholastic syndicate for vegetation veneration and meditation. You may say, the divine syndicate. Glory to the eukaryotic. Only true devotees, those whose hearts are ready to spermatophize in sharing of knowledge, are permitted to physically enter our vegetable kingdom and its wisdom. And to be permitted, you must earn it. Yes.
We visited Kew Gardens, and we found your symbols on their flower pots.
Coincidence, I am thinking. They would scavenge our refuse. It would not surprise me.
It was merely an observation. Green Grand Mystic, we are ready to become devotees and gain access to your temple.
What is the name of our Lord, our God King?
Our God King's name is Treewan, Green Grand Mystic.
Oh la, good, good, I like you. Here is the holy key to the wisdom place. Holy donation can you make whenever you so wish.
Thank you so much.
I pray you to taste our fertilizer substance. From the burdens of life it helps to free.
But of course.
Raw sap, it is called. It is near the entrance.
Well, we will leave you to your meditation.
Az... A nagy zöld misztikus egy furcsa figura, van egy kémiai tetoválás, a bal tenyérén van egy különleges hely, egy félés, ami akkor elkezdik. Valaki kémiával mozogva foglalkozott vele, ami kardiánus gondolkodásmódot igényel. Na jó van, menjünk arra, mert ettől én kikészülök ettől a faszitól. Watson.
A fragment of a flower pot. Fragments of a flower pot. It fell down here.
Ugyanaz a cserép.
The Kew Gardens symbol.
Kew Gardens szimbólum egy virágcserépen, amely isteni szindikátus kertjéből származik. Ne haragudj már, hogy zavarok. Figyelj ide, kedves barátom. Ne mutogass el, figyelj rám. Nagyon fontos dolgot kell megkérdeznem. Érted? Van egy cigit, bazd meg. Hát akkor szüljésünk.
This must be Treewan, the Divine Syndicate's god.
Jaj, jaj.
This door is locked, but I can try to open it.
Na nyissuk csak ki. Oh, mami. Aha, ez... Aha. Ja. Igen. Megvan. Sok G betű. Minden beszéljünk ezzel a
Praise
parasztal.
the grand tree.
Ne dicsérjük a fát, jó? Hagyjál békén, vagy. Igen.
This cabinet is full of chemicals. They are the same as the ones we found in the laboratory at Kew Gardens.
Oh.
This substance is an alkaloid, the same as in the bottle we found in the bushes at Kew Gardens.
Oh.
That would be enough to perform the most difficult of chemical experiments.
Kísérletező asztal.
A vast amount of opium.
Hát ezek mind 420-ban vannak.
These instruments are used for smoking opium.
Mondom én, hát ezek full be vannak szívva.
Osmo.
Az meg fasz, nem, mint hogy... Na. Hallgass. Jó, abba hagytam. Hogy?
Do you have friends at Kew Gardens?
None. Not worthy there.
Nevertheless, we have seen Kew Gardens flower pots in your yard. How could they happen to be there?
What? Our sacred place you permitted yourself to search? Sacrilege.
No, really now. There was a theft of plants at Kew Gardens a matter of days ago, and we believe the pots we found here may be connected with it. Please tell us, were you involved?
No. Those plants were ours. They had stolen them from us.
How so?
Their director, Dump, I believe.
Done.
Yes, that's what I said. He borrowed from us 3 of our sisters for the exhibition at his green-fly-infested gardens. But he never gave them back to us. Excuses and imbecility. So we went in and saved them.
I see. So, if you stole those rare plants from them, then it means... Ah, I get it. Bravo, Holmes. I think the case is solved.
No, we did not steal. We saved. Well, as a matter of fact, we were unable to find our 3 plants.
I beg your pardon. And yet you took all of the exotic plants from the stand.
They had disappeared. It was the least we could do. They stole our sisters, and so we stole theirs.
Érdekes.
Well, we will leave you to...
Na. Na. Igen. Dicső szindikátus eltűnt összes nevét a kiállításba, beleértve a halálos hajókat is. Ezeket felhasználtak, mondtak, hogy nem meggyilkolásához. A isteni szindikátus halálos növények kivételével mindent ellopott a kiállításról. Igen, a részleges lopás lesz valószínűnek tartom, mert azt mondta, hogy 3 növényük hiányzott. Hát nem találtunk meg még minden nyomot.
This green gran...
Meg Neked is, Holmes, nekem is. De most vissza kell mennünk a Baker Streetre. Úgy.
My archive. My...
This group. What should we do next?
Aha, akkor irány a Scotland Yard. Gyerünk, játék, töltsd be!
A very good day to you, my friend. Is Inspector Lestrade in?
I'm sorry, sir, but the inspector...
Akkor szüljön sült.
A beautiful feather pen of a good... Locked. Locked.
Irány a Kew Gardens. Még ott van még valami... Van valami, amit kihagytunk talán? Én mindig azt mondom, hogy a Joyce mérgezte meg. Játék. Már elég hosszú a töltőgépben.
Mr. Hamish, was someone from your family connected with Kew Gardens?
Family? No. I'm the only one with a passion for botany.
Mr. Hamish...
Family? No. I'm the only one with a passion for botany.
I do not think so. This photograph of you and your father at Kew Gardens suggests the opposite.
But you have no right to.
Do tell us more about your father.
He was, indeed, the greatest botanist of his time in the British Empire. He worked together with Montague Dunn until the end of his life. He brought me in at the age of 12.
Did he get on well with Mr. Dunn?
No, I couldn't say that. They expanded Kew Gardens together, that was all. And it was all my father's work, for Dunn always lived the high life.
So Mr. Dunn was not helping your father?
Oh yes, he provided the financial support. And as far as he was concerned, that fulfilled his role. But the worst of it was, he declared himself as the master of Kew Gardens. Fame meant nothing to my father. So it was easy for Mr. Dunn to take all the credit.
There is a bust of Montague Dunn in the nursery.
A bust? Oh, that old thing. Further proof of that outrageous ego of his.
But why in that room in particular?
Oh, I don't know. It has always been there.
It is strange, because I recovered a fragment of the bust inside the Colonial Collection Room.
Really? Oh, well, so I am mistaken. It ought to have been removed during the cleanup. This room is so small.
Do you know who moved it?
I have no idea. Surely Mr. Dunn requested it. Do you have any more questions like this? Because fragments of rock are not my responsibility.
Evidently. Are you aware of the Divine Syndicate?
The Divine what? Is this a joke?
No, I am quite serious.
What a ridiculous name. Anyway, I have never heard of this syndicate.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
Érdekes. Kül Gárdiban talált alkodói árnyokat tartom üvegben, kétségtelen kísérletet használták őket. Igen. Igen. Ja. Na beszéljünk a fiával is. Hol vagy? Na?
I perceive that you are passionate about the Royal Navy.
Passionate? No, not really. I like ships, that is all.
Are you quite sure? You do not seem to be so interested in plants.
It's difficult, that's all. My future is here. It has never been about anything else.
Elbasztam a választ. Haló?
It's difficult, that's all. My future is here. It has never been about anything else.
Igen.
I perceive that you are passionate about the Royal Navy.
Passionate?
Are you quite sure?
It's difficult, that's all. My future is here. It has never been about anything else.
And yet I know that the Royal Naval College rejected your application.
Ah, you truly are as clever as they say. Yes, that's correct. And in fact, my father was strongly against the idea. He did his best to ruin my plans, although I almost did succeed. But my dreams were shattered, Mr. Holmes.
Tell me, have you ever heard of the Divine Syndicate?
No, I cannot say that I have.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again.
Hamisnak volt indítéka, úgy vélte, hogy Dan tönkretette az ő és az apja életét, azáltal megfosztotta őket érdemeiktől. Hamish szerette volna átvenni a Kew Gardens igazgatóságát, de tudta, hogy ez nem lehetséges, amíg Dan életben van. Albertnek volt indítéka, hogy megölje az apját, mondták Dan meghamisította Albert álmát, hogy belépjen a királyi haditengerészetet. Az apja megelésével Albert bosszút álltott volna, és végül átvette volna apjait a Kew Gardens igazgatójaként. Valami még mindig hiányzik a képletből. Valami még mindig. Ja. Valami el van még rejtve az isteni szindikátusnál.
Follow my path and...
Menjünk vissza a Kew Gardensben, hát ott van a fiatal hölgy, és akkor azzal még beszélnünk kéne. Való játék. Igen. Töltőképernyőnk ott van bőven. Nem.
The Divine Syndicate. Does that name mean anything to you, by any chance?
Not at all. But it is a very pretty name.
Thank you, miss. Materials for college study. They belong to Albert. A book about ships. Nothing at all to do with plants. These leather gloves are new and of good quality. They do not appear to have been used. These leather gloves...
Maga az Albert fő munkahelye.
From here, we are unable to see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room.
Eltörődjön velem. Azt látjátok? Mint hogy semmi olyan.
A ventilation system. It should regulate the temperature of the staff buildings.
És hol van a staff building?
Director's office, cloakroom, and laboratory.
Watson, menj már előlem. Köszi.
The symbol is not from...
Dum 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 dum. Álmaház. Watson, húzd előlem.
Champagne. Montague Dunn had good taste. French wine.
Öj. Kell lennie még valaminek.
I don't hear anything.
Védőfelszerelés.
Such masks are generally worn when dealing with toxic chemicals. It appears as though the protective equipment is missing from here.
Oh. Valamit kihagytam még.
It appears as though the gloves, waterproof aprons, everything one might need for self-protection.
Do they grow dangerous plants here?
Igen. Dum 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 dum. Ne beszéljünk csak a... Gyere csak ide. Áruljál már el nekem valamit, jó?
Just be careful.
Igen.
Excuse me, but I have to...
Dum 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 dum. Észreveszek ám mindent itt, mucutkodtok meg ilyenek. Abszolút elsőre meglátom. Jöjjön csak ide.
Seed House.
Kew Gardens is such an exciting place. Wouldn't you agree? Poor Mr. Montague Dunn. It is so awful.
Igen. Igen. Nincs ötletem egyébként, hogy mit csinálhatnánk. Hogy megmondjam az őszintét.
My archive. I can always... My archive.
This green grand mystic fellow seems rather suspicious, Holmes.
Erről
What should we do
csinálni, de-
next, Holmes?
Oh dear, Toby. I wasn't aware... A map of London and the...
Szerintem a Kew Gardensbe kell lenni. Vagy mármint, hogy az isteni szénigárdusnál kell lenni a növényeknek.
Frick.
Ajjaj, valamit itt nem vehettem észre.
That should be the raw sap that the Green Grand Mystic spoke of.
It is rather delicious, and of an excellent quality.
My word, Holmes. Their sap is like a form of cocaine.
Nem mondtam én, hogy be vannak szívva.
It is rather delicious, and of an excellent quality.
My word.
Mind be van szívva. 420 mondtam nektek. Tiszta 420. Na. Pofázza nekem csak el.
Follow my path.
Na vajon? Ott van lesz egy felügyelő? Jaj, jaj.
This green... What should we do next?
A very good day to you, my friend. Is Inspector Lestrade in?
I'm sorry, sir, but the inspector...
Csak az ő nagy misztikus a Scotland Yardhoz, csak így tudsz elbánni veszélyes bűnözővel, aki megszervezte az most nagyon kellepás, bosszúvó hidegvére megy, gyilkolta Dánt. Hát én elítélem. Hát lecsukom.
Green Grand Mystic, we have excellent news for you. Please come with us.
Praise the all-holy sap for having spiritually pollinated us where we're going.
We found your plants.
Is that true? And where are they?
They're at Scotland Yard. Please come with us to identify them, so that you may take them back.
Yes, yes, I will come. I am excited to retrieve them.
Még ennyi nyomot nem találtam meg, haló. De hol hagytam el én annyi nyomot? Érdekes.
This watch is of great... A beautiful... A membership card for the London Crest Club.
London Crest Club. Fogalmam sincs, hogy merre induljunk el.
That would be enough to perform the most difficult of chemical experiments.
Hello, pillangó. Hello, hello. Mi újság? Hello, hello.
A vast amount of opium. These instruments are...
Valamit nem vettem
These
észre.
instruments are... This must...
Isten, az... Ó, hogy itt is van egy ajtó. Baszki. Azt én nem vettem észre.
Caterpillars. They are raised as food for certain plants. Let's take them.
Isteni szindikátus talált hernyó. Több fajta táplálására használják őket. Igen.
A tropical plant. Nothing of interest.
Nem tudom,
A
pillangó.
tropical plant. Nothing of interest. A tropical plant. Nothing of interest.
Trópusi növények. Köszi, köszi.
A tropical plant. Nothing. A tropical.
Ja, ez itt is trópusi növények.
These three plants are identical to the ones shown at the exhibition. I shall take them.
Oh. Készíts elő kémiai laboratóriumból származó alkaloidot és árnyókat és végezek kísérletet halálos növényekkel. De jó! Én nem szeretnék belehalni.
Perfect, Watson. We can begin our experiment.
A tropical. A
Ezek is trópusi növények. Jó. Mehetünk vissza. A Baker Streetre. Igen. Töltőképernyő.
I imagine that one of these plants would be capable of releasing a toxic vapor. I need to find out exactly how it could be done. I shall be...
Igen. Ujjaj.
This plant becomes inactive after being drenched with alkaloid.
Igen.
I find the behavior of predators utterly fascinating.
Ja.
It appears to open after being soaked with alcohol.
És a hernyót kap.
It closed again. I believe I saw a small cloud of gas. I wonder what secrets this plant is hiding. Perhaps if we agitate it to a greater extent whilst it is opened, it will reveal a little more.
Igen.
This is a strange and unusual plant.
Igen.
This plant becomes inactive after being...
Igen. Mi lesz, hogyha hernyót kap?
How interesting. What a strong and effective defensive mechanism. I am interested in what might occur if the prickly plant should shoot at it. A prickly plant.
Igen.
This plant seems to have had no reaction from the caterpillars. This plant seems to have had no reaction from the caterpillars. This plant seems to have had no reaction from the caterpillars. It appears to open after being soaked.
Igen.
This plant seems to have had no reaction.
Ja.
This plant becomes a carnivorous plant.
Haha. Oh.
Toxic gas with spores. Extraordinary.
Huh.
The plants would be capable of killing only if they were directly next to the victim and stimulated at precisely the right moment.
Let us take our caterpillars to the Colonial Collection Room. We may see things more clearly there.
It is too early, Watson. Our suspects will be there. Let us investigate Kew Gardens one more time and ask some questions.
Haha. Isten szindikátus hatályt a növényeket a Kew Garden, hogy egy később időpontban vegyék olyan mondták a Dánt. Valaki eltalálás növényeket, nélkül Isten szindikátus képes lett volna. Igen. Jó, vissza a Kew Gardensbe. Na, töltőképernyő. Na. Egyre hosszabb. Igen.
Can you tell me if you saw Mr. Montague Dunn on the day of his death?
Yes, of course. I met him, and we went to see
Oh.
Albert, his son, at around 9:30. He appeared quite calm.
What were you doing on the morning of the accident?
After paying multiple visits to Albert, I had a little talk with Miss White. Then I returned to my desk to complete some paperwork. Suddenly, I observed that Mr. Dunn was not feeling well, so I ran immediately to fetch Albert. I clearly remember that it was around 10:30, for I was late that morning.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
Na, beszéljük a fiával. Öny.
Your father's death does seem highly suspicious. What were your movements here on that day?
Suspicious. Well, I was working in the seed house, taking care of Lysa something, or Lear Pontus, or... No, wait. Ah, these Latin names. And I spent so many hours trying to memorize them.
Did you see your father that day?
Yes, he came here with Mr. Hamish for his weekly visit. There was nothing unusual about that.
And then?
Nothing. They stepped out to the backyard. It was perhaps 20 minutes before 10 o'clock. Then about 10 minutes later, I saw my father heading for the dry tropics room while Mr. Hamish returned here.
And Mr. Hamish and Miss White, what were they both doing that morning?
Mr. Hamish visited me a couple of times. I also saw him returning from talking with Miss White, and that was at 10 minutes past 10. But then he ran back here to me to tell me that my father was feeling unwell. We hurried across to the water lily room, and I found my father lying dead on the floor. Oh my God.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
Érdekes, érdekes, érdekes. beszéljünk csak a hölgyel is. Jaj. Na? Van mondani valód?
Can you tell me what Mr. Dunn was doing upon the day of his death?
I can, but there is nothing very special to say. I was in the laboratory when I saw Mr. Dunn heading towards me. Tuesday is the day of his weekly visit. It was supposed to be at 9, but he was 10 minutes late, as usual.
And then?
Well, he came in to say good morning. Then I saw him spend 2 or 3 minutes by the plants outside the laboratory.
Oh.
After that, he ran out in the direction of the nursery, where Mr. Hamish was working. He was always in a rush during the inspection, you see. I would pity anyone who stood in his way.
And that was the last time you saw him?
Yes. I stayed in the laboratory until 20 minutes to 11, when I heard the cries of Albert and Mr. Hamish from the large glass house.
I joined them as soon as I could, for I knew that something must be very wrong.
What exactly were you doing in the laboratory?
I was recording an experiment for my thesis. I only stopped my work once when Mr. Hamish visited me briefly around 10 o'clock.
Érdekes.
You say you were recording an experiment when the tragedy occurred. Might I listen to the roll?
Certainly. Please do. You will find it in the laboratory. It is number 320.
Ah.
Thank you, miss.
Everyone has gone, Holmes. The way is clear.
No, it wasn't like that.
Na, menj előlem, Watson.
No, it wasn't like that. No, it wasn't like that. No, it wasn't like that. No, it wasn't like that.
Igen. Azaz. Itt történt.
When Montague Dunn was standing close by the plants, the caterpillars were released and caused the deadly spores to activate. Panicking, and likely already half asphyxiated, Montague Dunn started back and knocked over the bust. He rushed to the door, but it was locked. He had to force it open with his shoulder. We already know the outcome. Montague Dunn collapsed and died not far from the pool.
Well, it is time to perform our experiment on the ventilation system. The caterpillars could only fall from the ventilation duct. Our caterpillars are in place. I'll activate the ventilation system.
All right, Holmes.
Menj már! Igen.
We have to activate the ventilation system.
Watson, takarodj már a faszomba. Mármint, hogy... Gyere, Waci, gyere, látod, Waci. Hazd meg.
We have to activate the ventilation system.
Jaj, Watson. Azt meg hova jutottam megint. Gyerünk! Annyi. Igen. Ott van.
The power is on. The engine cannot be started whilst the transmission is active. The engine has started. The ventilation system is working.
Na, most irány vissza.
Excellent. This ventilation fan is working. Let us see if I can activate the other one.
Igen. 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 Ó, nagyon jó. Ott is van egy.
Perfect. Now I just need to find Watson to check the result.
Na?
It works perfectly, Holmes. Bravo. Now, if you could just help me to get rid of these caterpillars.
Perfect. Now we know how the murder of Montague Dunn was carried out, by activating both Albert's and Mr. Hamish's fans.
Oh.
But only from Mr. Hamish's workplace would it be possible to see when Montague Dunn entered the Colonial Collection Room.
Albert nem nagyon ért a botanikához, kétséges, hogy meg tudta volna tanulni, hogy szabadítják fel a növények a halálos póráikat. Igen. Hölgy. Martin nem biztos lehetőség volt arra, hogy a gyarmat egy ütemény szobában lévő halálos növényeket stimulálja. Biológusként tudta, hogy kell ezt technikailag kivételezni. Martin nem is lehetett a gyilkos, lehetősége volt arra, hogy elvegye az ismerő szindikátus növényét és aktiválja őket irodájában. Közvetlenül azután Martin bezárt a gyarmat egy ütemény szobába. Martin Hamish letartóztatása.
Let's go to Scotland Yard.
Valamire kíváncsi vagyok. Igen. Miss White egyetemen szerzett ismeretén nem biztos, hogy elegendők ahhoz, hogy garantálja a hálas növények helyes reakcióját. Hát igen. Na menjünk a Scotland Yardra. Beszéljünk le Street felügyelővel.
A very good day to you, my friend. Is Inspector Lestrade in?
The inspector's waiting for you in his
Na,
office.
ezt a választ szerettem volna végre hallani. Ott egy még pózidő van.
Inspector, I believe that Martin Hamish is guilty of the murder of Montague Dunn.
Aha! I knew it. I'll send the lads around to arrest him.
Very good. I shall wait to hear from you.
Na. Gyerünk! Költőképet! Nézd meg! Egy ide, hosszabb. Na végre. Csak betöltött.
Inspector, I came here as quickly as I could.
Martin Hamish is in the large glass house. There's no need to hurry.
Palm House. Palm House.
De nem akartam én a Palm House-t megvizsgálni.
Holmes, my God!
Yes, we found him like that.
Our messing around with the ventilation system didn't go unnoticed. Mr. Hamish realized that we knew.
Inspector, could you arrange the body, please? I should like to examine it.
Jaj. Most elmentem onnan, ahol kellett volna maradnom. Mármint, hogy... Megnézzük azért, hát ha itt van. De nincs. Elcsesztem. Feltérképernyő. Töltsél be gyorsabban. Kérlek szépen. Töltőképernyő. Hát miért, hogy nem hajlom? Hallom? Úgy. Azaz. Aztán hol a raktár? Igen. What the fuck? Man.
What should we do next, Holmes?
Azt, hogy elmész előlem.
Mr. Holmes?
Mr. Holmes? Na. Elengednétek végre? Elég nekem Watson, hogy utomba áll. Itt van? Nem itt van. Ó, basz meg. Basz meg. Ja, itt van. Jó, hülye vagyok.
The mark around the neck is very visible. He died instantly.
Oh. Az élet pokollá vált, elviselhetetlennek tartom, Dan megérdemelte a halált, de nem tudom megbocsátni magamnak, hogy a vére a kezemhez tapad. Úgy tűnik, mi hamis, sok mindig is a körülmények áldozatai voltunk, és ezalól én sem vagyok kivételre, vezekelnem kell, és meg is teszem itt és most, búcsúzom. Haha. Igen. Igen, ott van.
Holmes, his left shoe is unique. This anomaly is often a characteristic of...
Oh.
A club foot. Bravo, Watson. That is the key element of this case.
Ő volt a gyilkos. Mártiám is nem tudott futni, sípcson csavarodás miatt kialakult a tuskó láb miatt. Ezért ki kell derítenünk, hogy volt-e egy ideje arra, hogy bezárja a gyarmati gyűjtemény szoba ajtaját, és bekapcsolja a szellőző rendszert. Veszély lesz reggel Martin Hamish holttestén talált új nyomokról. Gyanús, még jobban bonyolódik az ügy, tehát, hogy így.
Something about this rings very oddly.
Why do you say that, Mr. Holmes?
Why? Because of Mr. Hamish's club foot. Oh, I deserve to be kicked from here to Charing Cross. I should have noticed it.
But, Mr. Holmes, I can't see why.
No, I don't suppose you do. You must recall that Mr. Dunn was locked inside the Colonial Collection Room by the murderer. If it was Mr. Hamish, he would have had to run up to his workplace to trigger the fan situated above it, taking into consideration the condition of his foot.
Well, it is still possible.
Perhaps, but it is rather strange that such a person as Mr. Hamish decided to base his plan on the speed of his gait.
You mean to say that somebody helped him?
So the suicide is questionable?
Correct. Mr. Hamish accuses only himself in his letter, and so the investigation stops.
Possibly an accomplice, then? That idea had not occurred to me, Mr. Holmes.
I have another idea, Inspector. Thanks to the testimony that we have collected, we are able to rebuild the events as they took place that day.
With a timeline, such as we did in the Jack the Ripper case.
Precisely.
The map at the entrance of Kew Gardens should help us with our timeline.
Huh.
Let us analyze the facts and statements so that we may recreate the events of that morning.
Igen. Hát biztos, hogy ide bele tudjuk rakni. Jó. Jó. Igen. Jó. Ögy. 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 Mert én is mondtak róla, 9:30 körül elmentek Alberthez a magházba. Igen, az jó. Egy 20 perccel 15 lehetett, mikor Hemis és Matagodán kimentek a hátsó udvarra. Tehát az jó. 10 perc múlva Dan újra kezdte az ellenőrzést, és belépett a trópusi szobába. Igen. 20 percet 10 láttam, akkor Hemis és kimentek a hátsó udvarra. Igen. Az jó, 9:40. 10 perc múlva Dan újra kezdte az ellenőrzést. Belépett a trópusi szobába. Hemis visszatér a magházba, az jó. Márten is 10 órakor beszélgetett Miss White-tal. Ezt oda rakjuk. Jó. Miss White 10 óra 40 percig laboratóriumban volt, amikor meglátta Amit és Albertet a havi rózsai üvegházban, és hol csatlakozott. Tíz óra 40 percig. Igen. Hemis azonnal Alberthez dönt, Amit értettem már, hogy nálam rosszul van. Igen. Valahol. Igen. Igen, az jó. Tehát ez. Igen. 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 Igen, nagyon jó. Aha. Nem. Aha. Jaj, nem. Albert nevet emlist, aki Miss White látogatásáról tért vissza. És elméletileg most jónak kell lennie.
Perfect, Watson. Now, let us ascertain who assisted Martin Hamish in killing Montague Dunn.
Jó. Strike-nak 20 perce volt, ez elég lett volna ahhoz, hogy csapdába ejtse Montague Dunnt, bezárta volna az ajtót és figyelmeztetette volna Martin Hamist, hogy aktiválja a szerezhető rendszert. Martin Hamish és Miss White nem bűntársak, nem valószínű, hogy White-nak lett volna erre lehetőség, 20 perc nem lett volna elég, össze bezárja a gyarmati. Hát szerintem 20 perc az sok mindenre elég. Martin Hamish és Albert nem bűntársak, nem valószínű, hogy Albertnek lett volna erre lehetőség, és 10 perc nem lett volna elég ahhoz, hogy... White a büntet. Miss White eltérése. Miss White egy veszélyes nő, aki nagyon is képes lenne pénzszerzés céljából végrehajtani egy bonyolult gyilkosságot. Flörtölt Dunn fiával, Alberttel, később pedig öngyilkosságba hajszolta Martin Hamist. És szerintem így történt. A nővel fogott össze. A nőnek ott volt a pénzszerzés. Hamishnek ott volt a kert. Igazából meg lehet, hogy a kettő összejátszott simán. Én szerintem a csaj lesz a bűnös. Én az elejétől kezdve mondtam nektek.
But Holmes, how can you be certain that we'll find Miss White here?
It is obvious, Watson. Just use your brain.
I am using it. I do use it.
Now that the rope has tightened around Martin Hamish, Miss White must act to erase all traces of her implication. After the suicide of her accomplice, there is one final trace remaining. The deadly plants.
Very good. Shall we go?
Just one moment. Now listen to me, Watson. I shall see her alone. You will conceal yourself behind her. Quietly.
Whatever are you planning?
Nothing spectacular. The impulses of women have always been a mystery to me. But she is a bold one, and so we must be cautious.
All right. You can count on me, Holmes.
Mr. Holmes, good day to you.
You do not seem surprised, Miss White.
Well, I was expecting you.
Not for too long, I believe. So please tell me, as it is still unclear, who planned the murder? Was it you?
You were wrong, Mr. Holmes.
It was Martin Hamish, then. You managed to convince him to take on a more prominent role.
You could not be further from the truth.
You think that you can fool me?
You don't care what I think.
It is difficult to care about someone who is capable of pushing a man to his suicide. It is over, Miss White. The police will be here any minute.
Over, perhaps. One moment you were here, and the next, you were on the other side.
The other side? No! Stop!
Mi történik?
I beg you not to do this, Miss White.
Don't come any closer.
Please remain calm. We can help you.
Not one step further. Don't try to stop me.
Stop this foolishness. You cannot truly want to die.
No, it's too late.
Ott van. Haló? Nem ölte meg magát?
Well done, Watson. She was not faking.
Miss White, you have no right to take your own life.
Dr. Watson? Did you just save me? Or worse?
Talált nyomok 22. És megvan, és Miss White a bűntárs. És ez az, mondtam, az elejétől kezdve. Ajjaj, félholdas séta. Oh, hogy van még egy ügyünk. Na, ezt nem tudtam, viszont én sem. Ez most nekem is meglepetés.
Where are you going, Holmes?
Na, átmegyünk oda. Úgy. Hát én valahogy nem tudtam, hogy egyébként van még egy ügyünk. Ezért ezt holnap fogjuk megnézni. Így vasárnap délelőtt. A játékból, nagyon jó. Én köszönöm mindenkinek, aki velem tartott. Köszi, hogy itt voltatok. Legközelebb holnap fogunk találkozni. Addig is mindenkinek jó pihenést, szép napot, én meg holnap jövök. Pa-pa!
They were blinded, tried to deny.